X1!
Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, playing some more Terra 0.6.2. I was just heading out to go somewhere else so I could rebuild my guy here. A little nicer, I figure. It's actually running pretty good. But then I seen this guy right there. And I don't know if my legs on my track will... Geez, that was a bad one. Will be able to defend themselves sufficiently, so I think I might give him a little test run and hope it doesn't bite me in the butt. It's hard to say. So I'm going to get myself lined up a wee bit. And I'm going to try not to blow him up in one shot when I finally hit him. Maybe there. Oh, it's over his head. Tag, come here, come get some. Zap zap. Come on, don't give up. Wish I could just shoot that rock for him, get him over here. But I know as soon as I get too close, I'm just going to destroy him with my cannons. There we go, come on. What you got? Get after him. Why aren't my lasers shooting? They're following him, but they're not firing. Oh hell no, you ain't taking out nothing, if I can help it. Shoot. Shoot him. Come on. Alright, I've had enough of your nonsense. The rude sandstorm. Now you are a sandstorm. Nothing but fine bits of floaty stuff. Oh, I don't have my SVU with me. But anyway, I figured I'd better handle that guy before I take off. Just because I like the way this guy blows up. Oh, it's the real brick, not the newer one. He has lots of those hailfires that I like. But yeah, I do like the way he blows up. Always good for a show. Now this is one of those techs I just like battling. It's got a ton of flamethrowers on. I'm going to see if I can let it light up a little bit. Now, look at there. That's cool. I like that there. Now that's better. Get them all firing. But I'm not going to let them kill me. So we're just going to 1, 2, I think. Didn't really hit that great. 3, 4. Yeah, stay away from my bubbles so he doesn't get bounced all over. 5. He's actually doing pretty good. Doesn't seem like my guns are hurting. Oh, there he goes. Is that about 8 shots? I'll take all them flamethrowers. I'm using them or selling them. They're worth a good penny. So after a bit of cleanup, I think I got a good spot here. I can start maybe building something. I want a faster tech. Same capabilities as this one, but faster. So I'll just have to keep that in mind and see how it goes. Well, like any good tech, you need some batteries, and I figure I'll put mine right in the center. I'll use it as my starting point for the core of my tech. And now for the speed part that I was mentioning, I'm going to use some of these turbines. I usually don't use much of them unless I'm trying to fly, but since I'm doing a kind of a rebuild and I'm not surviving at the same time, I got my other guy there for backup. I got time to kind of play around, and well, it doesn't help having an inventory of blocks either. Since I just demolished my Reap Air plane tech, I got over 300 of those turbines, so I can afford to use a couple of them here. Like anything, you always need some protection, some shields, and there's always that last minute, oops, didn't make it long enough. I'm not too sure exactly what I want it to look like. I do want it to be able to behave the same as my little one there, but I am trying to go a little bigger. I want some bigger enemies to fight, and I want to go faster, because I think those wheels, they top out at like 32 or something. Yeah, it's pretty good for what they can carry, but it's not fast enough. This one I'm hoping to at least double that. I'd like to be able to do 60 or better. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. By the time it's done, maybe it'll be pretty quick. like usual, I'm gonna build that a little lower first though. I'm gonna use the big Geocore Jaws wheels. Well, they're not the biggest, but they're about my favorite. Just because they hold a ton of weight and they will drive on blocks. And they fit nicer than the big boy tires, big boy wheels. As you can see, it's almost ready so I'd be able to drive, but this is going to have to be an all-in-one tech, so I got to get some generating station put into it. So I figure I'll put that on the bottom. Shortest distance traveled is the fastest. Figure if I'm charging and everything here, and I can sell stuff too under here. I'm not really looking to store too much. The tech I have now, it only has three generators and just one large receiver that feeds them on one line. So this thing, it'll be able to do pretty good even with wood, I think. As long as I start with a charge. From a bunch of dead batteries, it might be tough to get her charged up, but this ain't going to be the only part of the tech that has charging capabilities though, so this is my favorite little mini system for charging and selling. Very minimal but very effective. But here I intend to use just the normal GSO receivers, just because they fit. They're smaller. They only hold 3 each instead of 20 or 40 like the big ones. But it looks more believable than putting the big ones under there, which I could. Just all the resources would be smashing into each other and everything else, and I could see it causing me problems somewhere down the road. So I'm just going to build it with, I don't know, a little bit of space for leeway for everything to work. It makes more sense. It looks more reasonable. It's not as compact as it could be, but it's appealing to the eye, I find. And just about like any other time when I'm building something, I always gotta buy something in the campaign. R&D, you never buy nothing. But there, I'm buying some of the new corner blocks. And who would have thought, brand spanking new, high-tech little block like that is free. Just like the buzzsaws. Free! Those things should be worth a couple thousand BBs at least. So yeah, I was kind of building this in such a way where it was just going to be real sensible and lots of room, but sort of forgot that I am not going to be able to really make it with a conveyor line out for unburnable resources. So I'm gonna maybe have to do something about that if my first idea don't work. So what I think I'm gonna do is probably swap out the one generators that are right in the middle. I'm probably gonna swap them and move some delivery cannons in there. As you can tell, I'm setting up for that right now. Because this is going to be hopefully a pretty good all-around tech, and I don't really want to have to ever go near my base with this thing. It's my computer will blow up. Game lags when I'm just near my base in a small tech. Starting to lag just when I'm playing the game, even with my other little guy that's beside this one. It'll start lagging even just having it on for like say 20 minutes, half an hour. Not too sure why, but it has been doing these little pauses from time to time, even when there's nothing really going on. So I don't think I'm anywhere near any of my other major buildings. My track's way over somewhere else, my base is somewhere else. The only thing that should be really close is my other tech that I have with me. I even went around and tore out all my other bases, so it'd be even less that I'd have to dodge. But I figure I better put some receivers on this puppy so it actually brings something in. Maybe give her a wee bit of a test here. Seems to move pretty fast, and got my lasers in the middle. But I do have to put something on the front. And I have been kind of growing quite fond of these buzzsaws, so I'm going to line the front, because they just look sweet. The only thing that could be better is a grinding wheel. I actually suggested one a while ago and drew up a little 3D model for it, for my suggestion. Figured that was the best way to explain it. These things are close, they're just not wide enough to be a wheel. Imagine a spiked roller from like a road crew. Just like a grinding wheel. As you drive, it smashes anything it comes into contact with, except the ground. I'm gonna try that actually. I'm gonna see if I can get a tech to run on those buzzsaws as wheels. I doubt they will, but one day when I think of it while I'm in the R&D or somewhere, maybe I'll try it out. And yeah, I still love the flamethrowers. I'm using some of them here. I like how they follow it and you see the flames just going back and forth when the techs are trying to run away. And with this thing hopefully going to be double the speed, maybe I'll even be able to catch them. Really put a cooking to them. Yeah, a little fine tuning. Something not right there. Gotta remember shields and everything and all this other great stuff that I plan on putting in here. It's just a matter of, did I build in such a way where it'll all fit? Looks a little warm, doesn't it? Yeah, I can't forget the bubbles. Almost did. That would have been a bad one. Someone would have shot right through the middle of my tech. Still haven't decided where I want to put the cab either. I know most people bury them in the middle and all that, but I build too big and I gotta take that cab to switch tech sometimes, so I ain't gonna do that. I keep it accessible, but hard to hit. As long as you don't really have it in the middle of your tech, it's at least a little safer, because AI aiming kind of thing seems to aim at the middle of your tech. And then I think if it can, it'll find your cab, but I'm not too sure exactly if it's still working that way. As you can see, it does run around pretty good. I know at one point I hit 61 mile an hour in it. But that was the basic little thing. And this is what I'm starting to get it to grow up to. But I needed to do a little bit of shopping first. Once again, more shopping. It's always just the conveyors and little stuff like that that I usually have to buy. A lot of the time the refineries and all them kind of base blocks, I usually have a lot of them. Especially with that one spawn, one tech that spawns in, it's like pawn shop or something. It's got like 8 refineries on it. Handy for when you need them. Yeah, I get a couple delivery cannons. I would like to use the Venture ones, but man, they sell so slow. Just in case, I'll grab up some scrappers too, though. I would like to implement some of them on the back here. So I got kind of an idea for this tech, and I think it'll work out fairly good. Might have to retweak it here and there, but we'll see. For this, I'm just going to try and get the conveyor systems to link up before I get too much done and it becomes a harder job than it needs to be. So you can see I did the one side already. I figured that'd be a lot nicer to do. Easier and better presentation. Because now I know what I want on this side, and then I can just build it and show you how I've done it. It'll still take me a little bit. You gotta go back and forth, make sure things are symmetrical. These type of techs don't need to be symmetrical, but it's better if they're close. I find things work a little easier, or they're easier to work with. This kind of thing, it's usually better. Asymmetrical techs, yeah, they are pretty fun. I've actually had quite a bit of fun with them. But it all depends what you're going for. This is just pure efficiency and mayhem right now. This is the efficiency part. Lots of refineries, lots of receivers, lots of generators, lots of ways to process resources. The hard part is going to be to process the blocks. Not sure if I want to incorporate scrapper into this or not. But my basic idea is I'm going to build this thing. This is actually phase 1 of this tech. I got a neat little idea that I think I might like to incorporate into this, just for fun kind of thing. But with the front, where the guns are now, that's going to be my battle end. And at the back, where you can see just there, that's going to be my harvesting end. It'll still be able to fight a little bit. It has to be able to protect itself when those fast little suckers get behind me. But it's going to be specifically equipped to be way better at resource and block handling compared to the front. It's going to be a little bit of block handling. Well, you have to get past the front, underneath of it and the sides, but mostly damage and destruction on the front, and protection too. Like, there'll be more shielding up there. That reminds me, another thing I'm not going to use in this is the venture bubbles, or probably not even the big geocore bubble either, the repair gen. So I had that on my other tech and nothing can get near me. As soon as it has, actually I don't even think it needed to have a bubble. I was just bouncing everything away from me. They seemed to hit the bubbles and they couldn't pass through it. Like, you're supposed to be able to drive through it so they can attack me, but they weren't able to. I just kept bouncing things away from me. Well, that sucks when you got a melee front end on it like this thing has. Or my other one especially, it was more geared towards melee attacks because it is a smaller size. Didn't really need them though, that thing has lots of power to it. But anyway, new tech, new ideas. This is just going to be sort of similar. It's not nowhere near exact. So I got the back corner figured out on there on the left, so I better copy that over and do her for the right before it gets too much and gets too hard to reduplicate, or to duplicate. I don't know if you can maybe you could reduplicate it. Then you're building it 3 times though. I don't need 3 sides. Maybe a middle. Middle might be a good idea. Because with it being this wide and the wheels so far apart, that's one of my concerns there, is that middle is going to get hit on the peak of a hill or the top of a hill. Wouldn't even have to be a big hill, maybe. Just a narrow hill. And it could hang me up there. I haven't decided yet, but maybe I'll put something in the middle, so at the front and the back, just to kind of give me that little ride over. But I kind of like the wheels being out on the sides though, because then you get a better turning radius usually. If you have wheels in the middle, it seems to slow down your turning speed. That figures because they're dragging. That's all they're doing really, is drag, and very little help with the actual turning. So yeah, once again, more shopping. I must go shopping like a dozen times while I was doing this. Wish I could go shopping that much in real life. Money just ain't there. If I can make money like I can make BBs, Jesus Christ, I'd be like one of the richest men in the world. Well, besides all us other Terra techers out there, because you'd be able to make money just as quick. If not faster, who knows? You might know things that I don't. I may be fairly good at the game, but I do not know everything. Anyone who says they do, they're obviously a fool, so a little bit, just so it actually maybe works and can protect itself, and might get attacked while I'm not still finished, so I don't want to have it completely open. Small techs are going to walk right under there anyway, but do a little bit there and a little bit on the side, get the wheels set up and things figured out the way I'd like them. There's always a lot of put this on, take it off. This middle's still bothering me. I got a feeling I'm going to have to do something there with some wheels, but we'll see what happens. So if you liked what you saw, throw around some likes, hit my channel and subscribe. If you feel free to just hit the comments, even just to say hello. I'd love to hear from all of you. So until next time, everybody, have a good one. Bye.